Let's talk about Bitcoin, XRP, and Shiba Inu prices, ladies and gentlemen. Are we anticipating a significant rise in Bitcoin's price towards $100,000 in the coming weeks? And will a crypto market correction occur immediately after that? Or is this crypto market correction actually happening right now in the next few days? Let's start by discussing the Bitcoin price, and then we'll cover the altcoins, and we'll also discuss new positions, both long and short. What did we talk about with you in the last video? We discussed the fact that we have a potential triangle formation here. This formation can also be referred to as a flag formation, and now the crucial question is, in which direction will the Bitcoin price break out? Will it now move upwards towards $100,000, or will we soon witness a correction of at least $40,000 to $45,000? There will be a few economic events released soon that are expected to significantly move the market. This Friday, April 3rd, the crucial unemployment figures will be announced. Furthermore, on April 10th, we'll receive the latest inflation numbers. Both of these upcoming events are extremely important. The market is expected to move quite significantly during these days. Furthermore, starting on April 14th, we'll begin to see the quarterly earnings reports from American companies. These quarterly reports will last for approximately 1 month, and it will be very volatile throughout April. On the 29th of April, we have the Fed meeting. The Fed will be looking at these inflation figures and also at the unemployment numbers. If inflation has risen, it's possible that the Fed will raise interest rates, and then the next problem will emerge. When will the Fed lower interest rates? If inflation doesn't rise, then it's possible that this will happen after the summer. In our recent videos, we discussed the support zones. These were between $70,000 and $55,000. The $55,000 play a very strong role because between $55,000 and $45,000 there is no support zone. You can clearly identify the support zone by looking at these yellow and these blue lines. The next support zone, as I mentioned, is between $45,000 and $40,000. Following that, we have the $29,000 and $20,000 marks. So now the crucial question is, where is the Bitcoin price headed? Will it break upwards from this formation, or will it go down instead? As you can clearly see, the Bitcoin price here was still at 71,000, but I want you to really focus on this yellow formation. That was a triangle formation. The Bitcoin price went down. It reached its price targets back then, but it did not reach the final price targets. The final price targets are in the range of $45,000 to $40,000. So theoretically and practically, it's also possible, and the probability is much higher that the price will break out downwards than upwards. So there's a probability that the price could break out upwards. Perhaps it's around 20%. However, in the vast majority of instances, the price tends to move downwards. This illustrates how a flag pattern typically operates. As you can observe, the price declines, then experiences a period of consolidation, and subsequently the price drops once more. Here we have yet another flag pattern. The price descends, undergoes a consolidation phase, and then it falls further. Here is an example of the triangle formation. The price drops, enters the triangle formation, and then drops again. So it usually breaks downwards from this formation. As I said, there's definitely a chance the price could break upwards. Let's consider them to be at approximately 20%, but more often than not, the market value declines. What that would mean is, let's imagine the price isn't falling now, but rather it's increasing. So one should be cautious in this area because a correction could occur from here. This resistance zone would be roughly between $75,000 and $76,000. This blue line is our main resistance zone, so it's the primary trend movement. As long as the Bitcoin price hasn't broken this blue line, we can't speak of a bull market. Here, you can see what happens to the price once it breaks through the blue line. It breaks the blue line, then moves up, and its trend direction changes. Right now, the Bitcoin price trend is heading downwards. Therefore, we really need to discuss these lower price targets with you. So I assume that most likely a correction will occur. That's why I'm also waiting with my positions. I mean, I was planning to open positions here if the price were to consolidate, or I wanted to wait to see if we'd get a correction. Because if we were to experience a correction towards $45,000 to $40,000, then we would also see a sideways movement, and that would be a different entry point for a long position. Here, a tas and with the for instance, would be an entry point for a long position. So I'm either waiting for the price to break through the blue line, or I'm waiting for it to show consolidation after the correction. Because I told you, pay attention to this yellow formation. The price targets from the yellow formation were located here at the front back then. The price reached those targets very well, but the next price targets would be in the region of $45,000. Therefore, the $55,000 play a very strong role. The $55,000 are up front. These are the small price targets from this formation, and you might still remember there was a support zone at $55,000. And here is then the next strong support zone, and it perfectly aligns with our price target. The very next price target from this specific formation would be right here in the region of 30,000. That would be considered the ultimate price target, and with a 90% probability we can confidently say that the bear market would then finally be over. One could actually wait here again for consolidation, as that will also occur, or you wait for the breakthrough of this blue line in terms of position, or for example the spot price. So be very cautious now in the coming days. It will be volatile even though we have holidays. We also discussed in the last video that if the American market, which we're seeing now, goes up, it would most likely stop at this blue line. The Bitcoin price followed the American market in the last 3 days. The American market stopped here. It looks like a correction is coming, and as you can see, the Bitcoin price is also dropping. This blue line plays a very significant role in the American market, because if the American market fails to break through this blue line and continues to fall, it will drag the cryptocurrency market down with it. What's the situation with the XRP price? We discussed with you in the last videos that if the XRP price breaks this purple line, the probability of a correction is very high. As we can see, the XRP price has broken this purple line, and now the price is consolidating below this purple line. That is a negative sign. It indicates a correction. Furthermore, you can see a blue line here. This blue line is our primary resistance zone, our main downward trend movement. The XRP price must break through this blue line for us to be able to speak of a bull market, or rather for us to be able to speak about the continuation of a bull market. So the bull market will continue as soon as the XRP price has broken through this blue line. These green lines, they are support zones in case the Bitcoin price sees a correction. If Bitcoin's price heads towards $55,000, XRP's price will likely stay around here, 96 cents. If the Bitcoin price moves towards $45,000, then the XRP price will likely remain stable here around 66 cents. So you'll need these green lines in case a market correction occurs. Regarding new positions, it might be advisable to wait until the XRP price breaks above the blue line, assuming no significant correction takes place. However, if a correction does occur, one could consider entering a position within this sideways movement, or alternatively, wait for a clear breakthrough of that blue line. Then you would enter a position. The Shiba Inu price is currently situated between these two green lines. These were significant historical support zones for the Shiba Inu price. From these specific green lines, the Shiba price has always moved upwards. Both in the year 2021 and again in 2023, we saw a bull market originating from these green lines. As you can clearly see, the Shiba Inu price experienced a very significant rise during that period. This situation also applies to 95% of the altcoins. 95% of the altcoins have actually dropped very sharply in value recently. They have fallen by approximately 95%. If the Bitcoin price drops a little bit further, it's highly probable that the Shiba Inu price will also break through these green lines initially, and then it will likely stabilize around this point. So these are all potential entry opportunities. I also want to take a position in Shiba Inu, but I'm waiting to see if the Bitcoin price will soon break its blue line, or if it sees a correction. If it sees the correction, then the Shiba Inu price will stay approximately here at these green lines. Let's assume the Bitcoin price goes towards $40,000, then the Shiba Inu price will likely remain around here, 258. Most probably the Shiba Inu price will then again experience a sideways movement. These are also potential entry points when it comes to the support area and when it comes to the long area, for example. That's why I'm still waiting a little. The Shiba Inu price still needs some time here until it breaks through its blue line, because the blue line is the main resistance zone. If the price actually slips down and then moves sideways, we will reach this blue line sometime towards the very end of summer. And then I'm assuming that as soon as the price breaks through the blue line, that a significant movement will take place. So let me reiterate. The economic data is crucial. The inflation figures, the unemployment numbers, the unemployment figures, those will be released tomorrow. It's going to be volatile even though we have a public holiday. Yes, and the quarterly earnings of American companies are very important. They start from April